I have been teaching for, I think this is my 22nd year. It is my 21st year here at Hillsboro and my 20th year here in the middle school. This course is called Energy and the Environment, and it is one of several courses offered for middle school, but Project Lead the Way is the group or the consortium who figures out or who develops these courses. It is geared toward middle schoolers. I'm doing it in the 7th grade, and it is a part of our science curriculum, and it looks at alternative energies, focusing on wind and solar energy. The project that they're currently working on is wind energy, and they are looking at building wind turbines. I don't tell them what to build. There are no instructions as to what to build. They have to do their own research. They have to do their own designs. Out of that, the design teams will choose one design, and they will build it. They will have to go back in and make modifications. The goal is to lift as much weight as it can, as fast as it can, which is a measure of how much work it can do and how many watts it can put out. They aren't table groups anymore, they are now design teams. Each one makes a design, they submit it, they have to use an engineering notebook, and they submit it, and then there is a decision matrix that they use to score each design, and the highest number wins. We have a set of criteria that goes in that matrix, such as cost to build, how much work they think it can do, a safety. There's about 6 pieces of criteria, and they have to grade each design on each piece of criteria, and the highest score is the design that they will build. This is their first attempt. Some of them are still building. I think I have one group that will be testing today, so they will get an idea of how well their design works and what modifications they need to go in and make. Okay. So you know it catches some air. Now take all the washers. Are there any washers in the cup? No. Okay, so you know it can catch air, but it can't catch enough air to lift the cup. So don't even put any weights in it because you know it doesn't even lift the cup yet. Okay, so now you know you need to go do some modification. Okay, so go back into your engineering notebook, make some notes about what some of the problems were. How do you think you can fix them? Okay? So we will spend several days building. It takes a good couple of weeks to build, and then finally I put a deadline on it. When I see everybody has kind of a workable design, I'll put a deadline, and those that can meet the deadline, then we have our competition day. And it's a pretty fun day. It is the design that really determines the grade. And there's a whole rubric that they have that they know they have to meet in order to make a good grade out of it. And it even includes how well the group worked together. Did each one do their job? Days like this, the build days, can look pretty chaotic in that kids are going this way, that way, looking for those supplies, asking questions. And so it doesn't look like your typical classroom, which takes a little getting used to for the teacher, but when you stand back and look, it is some really cool problem solving going on. They really get into it in the end, and they really want to win. And it's just very cool. Instead of me standing up there and giving them information like you would typically think a teacher does. There's no textbook. There's some warm-up activities. We do a lot of build-up activities leading to this. But when it comes to these projects, I take a step back. And for this project, I have some basic supplies. Yesterday I went down to the hardware store and I picked up 2 dowels, one for 2 different groups. They wanted a slightly bigger dowel than I have, so I went and picked it up. I picked up more duct tape. So I facilitate their activities, but I don't tell them how to build it. There is no pattern that they follow to build. They have to go in and do the research, and I might tell them, you might want to check out that research a little bit better, or have you consulted your research, because your design, you may not be able to lift very much weight. But I don't tell them how to build it. Now in the end I may say, it looks like you need to do some modifications, or I think you're on your way. Build on that a little bit more. So I really don't tell them what to do. Each student has a copy of the rubric in their packet, and that rubric gives the criteria that are needed in this project. It might be anything from it works, it does exactly what it was supposed to do, down to how well did I contribute to the group. And I do keep an eye on how well the groups are working. And so I do have some idea of what that score should be, but they also score themselves, and then I go back through and score it. And this rubric is about 2 pages long. It's a pretty extensive rubric. Most rubrics aren't that way. They get a score of a 1, didn't do it so well, a 5, nailed it. And by the end of the project, they want to nail most everything. So they typically end up with a pretty good score. In addition to learning about alternative energy, they learn to work together as a design team, so that give and take that we all know as adults happens in the real world. They start learning how to deal with that. They also learn how to use tools. We have saws, screwdrivers, drills, utility knives, X-Acto blades, but then they also learn to use precision equipment as well, such as dial calipers, digital scales. I'm trying to think of some of the others, besides just the standard rulers. We use rulers a lot. But yeah, they learn to use equipment as well. These courses lead into some of the high school courses that we have. The design and modeling that we do in the 8th grade ends up using 3D CAD modeling programs. And so it leads directly into some of the engineering courses in the high school. The automation and robotics that is done in 6th grade leads into the robotics that is done in the high school. My energy and the environment would lead into some of the environmental pathways in the high school. The medical detectives, like I said, will lead into the biomedical pathways. So they are aligned K-12, and we are a K-12 school. We do Project Lead the Way starting in kindergarten. They do it through high school. Those become more elective. This is part of the science curriculum. I've been doing Project Lead the Way now for 4 years, and very exciting. I love Project Lead the Way. That has re-energized my teaching as well. So it's very, very cool. Really makes the kids think. Okay, so longer blades work better to a point.
Okay, yeah, let's try 2 washers. Yeah.
So So you did get it to lift one washer.
Yeah.
So now what are some other modifications you can make?
Try another blade.
Go in and do the research.
Okay.
See if there's an optimum number of blades.
Great Plains Federal Credit Union in Hillsboro. Now's the time to see them for that vehicle or home improvement loan. You'll like their competitive rates. Member NCUA. Cottonwood Law Group. Innovative practice, practical solutions. Find Josh and Courtney Boehm with Cottonwood Law Group at 107 East Grand in downtown Hillsboro.
Around here, we believe in local values like hard work, family time, or a fair price on reliable internet from a local company. That's why Eagle Communications delivers great local values, like a range of internet options to fit your family's needs. Fast and consistent enough to power everyone's devices at once. All at reasonable prices we're proud to offer our friends and neighbors. Ready for better internet? Give us a call or visit eaglecom.net and discover our local values today.
Norrell Farms Bakery, downtown Hillsboro. Bread from our home to yours. Featuring fresh baked breads and delicious baked goods. Watch for manager specials and frequent specials posted in the bakery. Hillsboro True Value Hardware, downtown Hillsboro. One stop for paint, tools, power lawn equipment, lawn chemicals, Crosley appliances, and everything in between, where behind every project is a true value.
At Eagle Communications, we're proud to provide the communication services you need to get the most from today's technology. Our employee owners make it happen. We're part of your community, and we take pride in delivering excellent customer service. If you ever have a question, give us a call. We're here to help. Eagle Communications, our community connected.